Diego Costa returns to Stamford Bridge as Chelsea welcome Wolves to West London in our 8th game of this season. Before we get stuck into this preview, be sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification to be notified of any future content. And also, don't forget, for every single Chelsea game this season and onwards, over on Chelsea Fan TV, I host the watch-alongs over there. So feel free to come and join me for the highs, the lows, and all the things in between this season over there. Chelsea Fan TV, the link will be in the description. With that said, Chelsea come into this match with a game in hand over the top three, and a win against Wolves will see us move up to 4th within a point of 3rd place, given how poor we've been in the early stages, or so to speak, of this season. It's remarkable that we've gotten to this opportunity, or we have this opportunity. 4 wins, 1 draw, 2 losses in our opening 7 matches. It's not the best. That said, we are looking for a 3rd Premier League victory in a row. The first 3 wins in a row since March, where we beat Tottenham, Crystal Palace and Burnley. Crystal Palace being the second team there has some similarity to, of course, where we are today. The similarity here, of course, being that the second team in that run was Crystal Palace. As to would they be in this scenario? A bit useless information there, but again, a very big coincidence, as is ever the case when being a Chelsea fan. There's so many things that happen that could only happen to Chelsea. Coming off of a comfortable 3-0 win against the Italian champions in AC Milan this past Wednesday, Chelsea appeared to be moulding well into the Potter programme early on. We registered our first clean sheet since the opening game of the season, and listen, right, unbeaten as well in those 3 matches since his appointment back in early September. It's come at a good time for us if all continues the way that it's currently going, with the important games coming thick and fast this month. You think the games that we have coming up between now and the World Cup, Arsenal, Manchester City, Manchester United. The fixture times have just been announced for that 22nd of October, 5:30 kickoff there. Up next, of course, excuse me, and annoyingly as well, our 3rd 3 p.m. kickoff this season in the league, which surprisingly, we have a 100% win record in so far. Previous seasons, I've had nothing but hatred for 3 p.m. kickoffs, but whilst annoying with regards to finding the game, the matches have ended well for us. Another weird one, of all those matches have ended 2-1. Not only that, but our last 4 matches in the league have ended 2-1 with, of course, 1 loss to Southampton, but the other 3, of course, ending victorious for us, with us going a goal down in the last 2 matches, only for us to turn it around with a late winner either in the 88th minute or the 90th minute. For our opponents, of course, Wolves come into this game currently in the drop zone in 18th place, as you can see. But now, with the inclusion of former Chelsea striker Diego Costa, who we know, when under pressure, which they are currently at the moment, with a task at hand, of course they are at the moment, against all the odds, again, that they are at the moment, can come up with the goods. Him aside, when on form, which they may not be right now, as we said. We know they have players at their disposal, especially in attack, to compete with any club in the league on their day. That said, they are without Pedro Neto with an ankle injury. Hwang Hee-chan is doubtful, as to is Ruben. Well, he's not doubtful, but Ruben Neves and Nathan Collins are both suspended. On top of that, Raul Jimenez is likely to still be out injured as well. They are also a managerless side, so the new manager bounce may not come into effect here, but who knows, a managerless bounce. We'll have to wait and see. I think currently there are, again, maybe a little too much going on in the background for Wolves for this match to be taken seriously from them. Not that they wouldn't take it seriously, but there's bigger fish to fry in the grand scheme of things than a game against Chelsea, in the respect that, expect to see them playing with a deep line with the aim to, draw the game or go the game without conceding ridiculous amounts of goals. Of course, they're not in the best of form in 18th place at the moment. They will be going to look to prevent conceding as many goals rather than scoring goals as the aim of the game. In that case, expect another potentially frustrating match for us and any neutrals watching. For Chelsea, of course, coming off of an AC Milan victory, Wesley Fofana who opened his goal-scoring account with the Blues, is expected to be out for at least 14 days, with him sidelined, hopefully no more than a month. And with the month being so busy, it's awful timing on his part. Mark Cucurella is available after illness, but N'Golo Conte is not ready to play after a hamstring issue that still remains. In terms of starting 11s, listen, again, expect to see some rotation. We know that that's what Graham Potter is known for anyway. But with an extremely important away fixture next week, just 3 or 4 days away against AC Milan, expect us to rotate. Maybe a little bit more so than he would have liked to. Predictions-wise, of course, again, get yours in the comments below. But for me, we've not seen a win at the Bridge against Wolves since July of 2020. With all things mentioned today, I believe, and I am confident that with the direction and the progression we've shown lately, that this is and should be a comfortable win for us. I said that earlier in the season when we were playing, coming up to play Leeds and Southampton. We've lost both of those games. But with all things considered in this video so far, and obviously just in general regarding Wolves, they've got bigger fish to fry, and I just don't think they'll be able to handle us tomorrow. We've come off of a 3-0 win, a great win against AC Milan, a win at home, yeah, I just don't think they're going to be able to compete on this particular day. Of course, they've managed to compete with us plenty in the last few years. Plenty of 0-0 draws in that time as well. But again, this should be a comfortable win for us. Much like our last win at home against Wolves 2 years ago, I believe that this will be at least 2-0 to Chelsea. Goals-wise, from Aubameyang, I reckon he'll get his third in 3 games for the club. And Mason Mounts. This is the bold prediction to many, I'm sure. I think he finally gets his numbers for the season underway, and maybe even get an assist as well. I'm predicting that this will be Mason Mount's big game. Obviously, he's had an impact here and there, but this is the first one where you think, there he is. There's Mason Mount coming through once again. A solid performance coming off of a fantastic result against Milan midweek, with a game in hand over the top 3. It's a must win early on. Not necessarily a must win, but if we want to challenge for top 4, and maybe you never know, it's unlikely, but it's a must win in that regard to keep our grip on that sort of position in the table. It's got disaster written all over it with all these things considered. I can't wait, as ever. With that said, be sure to leave your predictions in the comments, as well as your thoughts considering the game coming up. What do you think about Diego Costa coming back to the Bridge? It's going to be a big one, surprisingly, but also not surprisingly. Why is it not on TV? I don't know, over here in the UK. Costa returning to the Bridge. Massive game. But again, be sure to leave your predictions and thoughts in the comments. Please like and subscribe and hit that bell notification on your way out. As always, up the Chelsea, and peace.